Thank you to my Patreon supporters. A double shout out thank you to Xavier Zamora, Victor Vegas, Velimir Brakovich, Troy Smothers, Safe Munaz, and Murad Shaker for being higher level patrons. You could join that for as little as $1 a month. There is a link down in the description below. Also, thank you to my YouTube members. You can click the join button below this video if you'd like to show your support there. Please keep in mind that I am not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. Everything I'm sharing is my own opinion. It's my own research. I highly encourage you to go do your own research. And with that being said, let's go ahead and dive on into this. Question on many people's minds is, what is going on with Drip Token? Is it a rug pull? Is it done? Is now a good time to buy? Is this thing going to come back? And they're all valid questions. And again, I'm just sharing my own opinion on this, guys. So let's go ahead and start with this. I'm looking at the pancake swap charts. It doesn't look good on a daily. There's a lot of red candles for sure in consecutive days. It looks absolutely horrible. How often do you see that many red days in a row? Like never, right? But something to keep in mind is that many of these candles are very, very thin. It very well could have been green. There's one instance here that was back on February 10th. And so when you have like 4 days in a row, how much did the price actually drop between all of these? It went from about $121 to about $119 over 4 days. It's not much of a price move during that. Yes, there are other red candles more recent that we can see taking place. But let's also look at just the overall market. For example, Ethereum over the course of 1 month, $3,225. It dropped all the way down here to $2,336. We could go take a look over at Bitcoin. We're going to see something very similar with that. And guess what, guys? It's not just drip. It's not. We have a war that's taken place. We have Joe Biden with what he was going to say. There was a lot of people scared that he was going to crack down on crypto way more with regulations and say something. People didn't know what was going to happen, right? So that's already passed now as well. Bitcoin, though, 45,261 roughly, and went down to about $34,900. So it's not just drip. Now, what is unique to drip is the amount of red days. But again, I just touched on this. Those red candles for a lot of these, they're just so thin. It could have been considered as a green day. It is what it is on that. Something else to keep in mind is that what we're looking at here, that's PancakeSwap side. If you go and you buy this through the Drip Network side, through their actual website, which I'll provide a link in the description to, you guys can see it's overall holding up pretty well. It's at $58 right now, and over the course of the last 24 hours or so, it has gone up. You guys can see as I zoom out on this, it does show that there's some price action movement that's progressively gone up, right? Okay. Now, the value if you go and buy this through the actual website than if you went through PancakeSwap is that the website says we deal with our own liquidity, so you don't have to worry about the 10% transaction fee when you go to buy it. If you go and buy it through PancakeSwap, guess what? You're going to get hit with that 10% transaction fee. So overall, it is showing some signs of recovery primarily through the Drip website, but it's minor. There are a lot of factors coming into play here. I also want to point out to you that the $58 that you guys are seeing right here, guess what? When I made my video, my first video back on January 20th, it was $78.29. 2 days before that, when I first bought it, it was about $65. So even at my own initial price, this is at a discount by comparison. And if you want to be able to opt into this so that you can also, because it's not by default, if you want to also get 1% ROI, passive income in Drip, then you need to use a referral address. That opts you into the contract system. Again, it is not by default. Otherwise, you're just holding the token, waiting for what happens with the price, and then selling it. But if you want to deposit it, you want to bank on that residual income, that 1% passive income, then you need to use a referral address. You can use mine if you want. There is a link to that in the description, and I also will provide it down in the comments below. But let's go ahead and continue on here. If we look at just the price action movement over on the PancakeSwap side, guess what? We have the formation of what appears to be a descending wedge pattern. It's fairly close to a descending channel, but not quite. And there is a little bit of concern here because where the price is right now is towards that level of support. So if it breaks below that, we could see potentially a further drop down. Just to show this by comparison, that drop potential would put us right back down to almost at the same level of when it was at its absolute lowest, which was about $6. Its all-time high we have over here, it's about $173, but that's on the PancakeSwap side. I was watching it through the website for Drip, and over there, it was about $191. So there is a little bit of a discrepancy between these again. But this one I actually can do some TA so I can kind of showcase this. If it decides it wants to start making a little bit of a gain, which there we go. Look, we're starting to see a little bit of green at this exact moment as I'm doing this video. So potentially we could see it make a run up. I would be looking at a little bit of resistance here right around $114. Let's go ahead and take another perspective view on this. The percentage of gains that it has gone through from its all-time low to where it is right now, that's up about 1,000%. That's incredible. It is not at all-time lows. It has not gone to zero. It has not rug pulled. The liquidity is still there, guys. And so if we also go ahead and look over here, we can see from its all-time high to where it is now, it's down about 66.78%. By comparison, there are other cryptocurrency projects out there that are noteworthy in name that are actually down worse than this from their all-time high. So even with the amount of red days in a row for this, yes, I can understand that's concerning. It's not like, oh, it's the worst project that's out there. And people do believe in those other projects. So it's a bit hypocritical when people kind of throw things like this in your face and say, oh, look, it's a rug pull. That's not what a rug pull looks like. That right there is a lot of selling pressure, and you also have a war, and you got other things going on in the world, right? Joe Biden's speech, etc. So let's also go ahead and factor in some other things. So anyways, let's actually go back to the chart here. I wanted to show you guys real quick that if we go through a Fibonacci retracement with where this is, we could potentially end up seeing it have some action over here right around $40. So if it was to drop down lower, I am looking at potential support right around $40. If it does drop down even further than that, then we would just be looking at the all-time low, right? If it manages to go up, potentially a little bit of resistance right around $68, and then a further continuation as well. The project itself has been out for about a year. So as it is right now, is there selling pressure? Yeah, there's some. Could it go up into the green soon? Depends on several factors, and I'm just covering some of the things inside of this video. So the animal farm was created by Forex Shark. He also created Drip Network. And when you take a look at this, you can see that there's the piggy bank, which was just recently added, Drip Garden. Guess what? If you use Drip paired with BUSD as a liquidity pairing, it actually adds value to the Drip Garden. In addition to that, in the farms, you could use Drip BUSD liquidity pairing for that of getting the pig tokens. There's been some issues though since the piggy bank went live. And I'll go ahead and highlight that for you guys right now. This comes from Forex Shark. And essentially, he had posted over in the Telegram. I'm putting this up. You guys can pause this if you guys want to. But the shorthand version of this is that there were some malicious people out there that were using bots to try and snipe plays and essentially drive the price into the ground. And so Forex Shark and his team, they noticed what was going on. And in order to troubleshoot this, they're having to make some adjustments. And those adjustments means using a new contract, even though it just technically went live. Also, the pig tokens that are involved with that, they're having to make some adjustments there, which also will involve migration. So moving those tokens over for the wallet holders. So having that pause definitely can raise some concerns for people in the community space. And very likely, because people aren't able to pull some of that value off of the plays for the animal farm, well, they're like, well, what can I pull value from? I could pull value from over here in the Drip Network, the people that are getting that 1% per day. And when do you normally buy? If you're buying it at the top every time, well, then you're probably pissed off all the time because you're always down on your portfolio, right? What do they say? You buy it when it's red, when it's down, and then you sell it when it's green. And the markets, I just showed you guys, they're red. So if people have passive income like this, there will be some people that instead of compounding it to allow it to add more value over time, they say, well, let me just go and take some of that money right now. I'll go invest it over here in these other things because those are on discount. Let's just be real. There are people that are doing that. Is everyone doing that? No, I'm not doing that. I've been compounding like every day. Look at my value that you guys can see here, right? So with this, I'm at almost 200 deposits, and that value of compound interest gets exponential over time. So I'm earning at 1% value at current market price. That's about $114 a day, but I haven't been selling it. I did one time so that I could move it over to the Drip Garden. Otherwise, I've been doing all this compounding with it. So the compound does become very exponential. Even if person did one drip, check this out. With one drip after a year of doing compounding, it would be about 37.78%. The value of compound interest is exponential over time. That is very incredible. In fact, another perspective somebody said, they said, the way I see it, if you bought just one drip today at $54 and the drip faucet keeps going, if you hydrate regularly, you will eventually max out your wallet after 3 years. In that time, if the price of drip were to drop to $1 a token, then you would still come out with $100,000, less the 20% claims, sales tax, and gas fees. That to me is not a bad return. That is incredible, right? Think about that. If 3 years from now, whatever happens in the market, if there's still liquidity that's available, if the price of drip went down to $1, its value total would be about $100,000. Again, minus the 20% claims sales tax that they're talking about. And then in addition to that, when you compound it every single time, that was in its own essence a form of claiming. So it does have a slight discrepancy there. So just keep that in mind. What other things does drip have to look forward to in the future that potentially could help drive the price up? We have things like this. They have the potential partnership that's been announced with PancakeSwap, or that with Chainlink and Loot NFT, Drip Cross-Chain Bridge. Look at that. There's another video I talked about where I did all the use cases that's been pitched. Casino element as well being incorporated in there. There's just a lot of stuff that really comes into play with this, guys. So at the end of the day, you make the decision whether or not you want to invest in this. Is the price at a good price right now? It's $57.77. There. It just pulled down a little bit more, right? Had a nice little push up, then there's a little bit of a sell action going on. It's up to you guys. With where it could go down further, I gave you a price level over here. It could potentially go down more. And if it doesn't, it starts to make a run. Those are some key levels to kind of watch. The price is lower than even when I bought it earlier this year. So it's up to you. It really is. I am not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. I got referral links in the description. If you guys are new to the channel, do not forget to hit subscribe, hit the thumbs up like button. It definitely helps us out with the YouTube search algorithm. Click the bell icon so you know whenever we go live. God bless, and I will see you in the next episode.